Hello, my dear friend. I hope you're doing well. My name is Michał, and today I'm going to show you how to use a journaling exercise called opportunity cost in your journal. And this exercise is a very good mental model to think about when you have a decision to make. And the usual standard approach is to consider pros and cons and make a decision, or just rely on your gut feeling alone. That's also fine. But sometimes what I find is that I just genuinely don't know which pros and cons are better, and I just don't know what to choose. So one thing that helps me is to think about the opportunity cost. And basically the idea behind it is that every decision you make has a cost of the opportunities that you're sacrificing in order to engage in this decision. So for example, if I decide to do one activity, I will not be able to do another activity in the same time because I'm doing that particular one activity. There is only limited amount of places in which I can be simultaneously at one time. So deciding on one option leaves me without being able to experience the other. And sometimes you might find that it's actually more effective not to choose a particular option, just to protect the space that then would allow for other possible opportunities to emerge. But in any case, I'm going to guide you right now through the journaling process that I've created for this exercise, and has few simple steps. All you need is a piece of paper or your journal and a pen. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. Let's begin by transitioning into this exercise mindfully. And to do that, let's just close our eyes for one moment and take 10 conscious breaths together. Very simple, just breathe and breathe fully and count to 10. Okay, now as we are all here, present and grounded and mindful, let's begin the exercise. And the first step is to draw a triangle in the middle of your page, and it doesn't need to be too big, but make sure that it has some space. So for example, for me, it can look like this. Nothing too complicated, just a simple triangle. And we're going to use this triangle to flip the page around as we go through different prompts. So first things first is to reflect on what is the decision you're trying to make. And just one caveat here that you should be aware of. This exercise works best when you focus on considering one specific option. So for example, maybe it's a decision, should I take this job offer or not? Rather than should I pick option A over option B. You can still use this framework for deciding between two or even more options, but what I recommend you to do then is to pick one of the options, for example, options A, as your main option that you're actually considering for this exercise, and then just tweak the questions thinking just about this specific option. And if at the end of the exercise you still don't have a conclusive result, then you can repeat the process again to go through your other options, so option B and option C if there is such. But it's very likely that just by going through the process once, if you're considering between two options, you're gonna get your answer by the end of just one round of this exercise. But just something important to keep in mind. So I'm just gonna give you 30 seconds to think about what is the decision, just kind of state it in your head for yourself, so you're very clear what is the option or options that you're considering. Okay, got it? Cool, then you can just write it on top of the page. Okay, you have your question that you're going to be thinking about, or your option, your decision that you're going to be reflecting on. So let's start with the first journaling prompt. So just flip your journal so you can be writing above one of the edges of the triangle. It doesn't really matter which one you're going to start, and then we're just going to keep flipping the journal for each prompt. So pick one to start with, doesn't matter so much where you start, and I'm gonna give you 3 minutes to reflect on the first question. And the first question is, if I choose this option, what am I missing out on? Okay, let's move on to the second question. And it is, if I don't choose this option, what am I missing out on? Okay, whenever you're ready, just flip your journal and we're gonna move to the third question, which is, what does my heart really want? Okay, I hope you're ready. And now it's time for the final part of this exercise, which is just flip your journal back to how it was in the beginning. And the last part is to write down your decision inside the triangle. So I'm gonna give you a moment to do that. And whenever you're ready, you can begin. Okay, that's it. I hope you made a decision. Sometimes what might be helpful, and if you didn't actually manage to make a decision and you're still a bit conflicted because maybe some of these prompts opened up some deep questions for you, what you can do is just to leave this process overnight and come back to it tomorrow morning. And just open it first thing in the morning. So leave your journal ideally open right next to your bed, so it's really first thing you see in the morning, and just see it in the morning, and it's very likely that you will know then what is the decision you should make. So I'll leave it to you if you're done or if you want to leave it overnight. And I hope you enjoyed this process. This is one of many amazing ways of how you can use your journal to help you live an amazing life. And if you would like to explore more tools, you can check them out on our blog, journalsmarter.com. And if you really enjoyed this exercise, you can also support our work. Thank you so much for being here, and I wish you a wonderful day.